Sure wish I had a mic stand.
It's a chinchy outfit, man. What do you want for nothing?
Chinchy?
What do you want for nothing? What do you want for nothing, Mark
Money.
Nelson?
I want money for nothing.
Talk to me, man.
Chicks
Speak
for
into the
free.
microphone. This is a high electronic system over here.
Yeah.
For San Antonio Musicians Talk Show Network, I have a friend of mine that come from South Dakota. His name is Mark Nelson. He's been on the show before. He was just as perplexed then as he is now. Mark, how the hell are you, man?
All right. How are you?
No, how the hell are you?
I am.
You are.
I am.
Therefore, you is.
There you go.
All right. Cool. Hey, you've been with me for the last night and a half.
Yeah, we've had
Slept
a large
on the
time.
couch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Help me redecorate the set. If it hadn't been for you, this neck would not be in this bad a shape.
Done good, didn't we?
We did. I think we did okay. What do you guys think?
Looks great.
You know, it's all functional. We're just exhausted.
Yeah.
Can't say why.
Yeah.
There's some other video that we put out yesterday that was pretty silly.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my most memorable silly moment. But you know, this talk show is the first all musicians comedy talk show, right? And we were figuring 2017.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Talking to the mic, bro.
Yeah, that
Okay,
sounds
right?
about right.
Now, where was it?
Green Hall.
Green Hall.
Green Hall. Delbert McClinton.
That's right. The video that I just put out the other night.
Yep.
We were actually together. We met inside. We bought a beer and we met just in passing, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then we met in the line. Bring the microphone up so I can hear
Right
you.
there?
Like right up here.
I can't. That's why I need a mic stand. I'm just a drummer. I'm not one of these talking musicians.
Look,
I
don't
can hear
give me a
myself.
hard time, man, okay?
I can hear
I'll
myself.
throw you off this show in a New York minute, man.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Oh, and listen, this guy is one of the
Maybe I
funniest
can.
guys I know.
There. How's that?
I'm telling you, he's one of the funniest guys I know. And he turned out to be just a wonderful friend from back in 2017. We met at Delbert McClinton. And we were talking about how I was able to go in and film the entire concert, right?
That was amazing. Yeah.
It was amazing that I actually did that, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think
yes,
they
we had-
threatened me at one point. Said, you can only use this on your page.
Yeah.
Little did they know it was going to turn out to be a success regardless.
It was incredible. Yeah. It's I came all the way down from South Dakota just to see Delbert.
Yeah.
I'm a Delbert nut. I lived in
And
Austin.
so was I.
I lived in Austin 77, 78 and discovered Delbert. Took him back to South Dakota with me. All my buddies, turned them on to Delbert and various other Texas things that were going on in the 70s. And so every opportunity I could, I'd come down and see Delbert. And I'd never been to Green Hall. I didn't know about Green Hall when I was here in the 70s. I was just mainly
It's a heck of a
staying in
place,
Austin.
isn't it?
Yep. It's a pilgrimage. Every chance I get, I'll go down there. Jerry Jeff Walker's another one. I
And
just
so
love
do
to
you
see
recall, though, being in line at Green Hall when we first met, that very first
Yep.
night? We were in line, and we were with who? We were with a couple of people.
There were, if I remember right, 4 women that were having a ladies' night out and,
Yeah.
and having too much fun.
Yeah, having
And
too
we
much
just-
fun.
yeah.
And they adopted us.
Yeah, we just hit it off. We
We
had
hit it
blast.
off. They adopted us. We were like their chaperone for the night. We got to dance all night, got to record all night. Those are the days, huh?
Good stuff, yeah.
We had a lot of fun. And then you met Delbert the next time he came around.
Yeah.
Because he was on a whirlwind, last time out almost kind of gig.
Yep.
And so anyway, South Dakota, Mark Nelson, you play in a band. And you
Little
played
bit.
in several bands. But I saw some video last night, guys, of his stuff that he does all over South Dakota area. And man, I was so impressed. He's such a great timekeeper, no frills. Reminds me of Gene, you know. But regardless, Godley, by the way, Gene Godley, or Gene is just a fabulous drummer, timekeeper, you know, just keeping steady time, and that's it, you know, nothing changes. And that's what you did yesterday.
Yeah.
But the guys you were playing with, so talented, man. The piano players, the bass players, and there were several different bands, but there was one that you showed me where you were at a festival outside and you were gigging. That
Deadwood,
one
yeah.
was so
Deadwood, South
too
Dakota.
good.
Everybody must visit Deadwood, South Dakota.
Deadwood,
And
South Dakota. What was the claim to fame there?
that's where Wild Bill Hickok got killed.
Wow, did y'all hear that? Wild Bill got killed there.
He did.
Wow.
Made it infamous.
Is the bar where he got shot at, is that still there?
Well, yeah.
Was it a bar or was it his home?
It was a bar. He was playing poker. You don't know the Wild Bill Hickok story?
Yeah,
Aces
yeah,
and
he got
eights?
shot in the back.
Aces and eights. He was holding aces and eights and got killed. Yeah.
Wow. Poor guy.
It's great history up there, and of course, it's in the Black Hills, Mount Rushmore, and all that stuff out there. It's
Beautiful.
tourism's probably our biggest industry.
Beautiful country, right?
Sure, beautiful, yeah.
But you love San Antonio, you love South Texas.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, this guy drove 5 days to get here. I mean, you know, he had a stop here and there right in between. But how long does it take to drive from South Dakota anyway? Is it 5 days straight?
No, I went to Tulsa and stayed with my brother for a few days. So
I didn't mean to
Just-
get personal, but
yeah. I just, you know, I'm retired and down here to play some golf, see some music.
he's
the Austin
a
scene is always
golf
great.
nut, guys. Just a golf freak, man. I've never met anybody like him. You know, I never knew that about him. The band of which you're playing with right now, what's the name?
Hot City Soul.
Hot City Soul.
Yeah.
And I've seen some videos, really tight band again. I mean, the guys, the players that you associate yourself with are kind of like the guys that I aspire to play with as well. You know, they almost sound studio musician, you know? And easy to say, but hard to do, you know?
Right.
And these guys all did their own parts, you know?
Yeah. No, they're. Yeah, I'm lucky that they let me. They allow me to make noise with them.
I can't even believe they let you play. You're terrible, man.
Thank you. Thank you
No,
very much.
he's one of the best drummers I know. One of the best timekeepers I know now. You know, I mean, I've seen some video, but yesterday on the big screen here in my living room, he threw down. And that was Hot City Soul. 2 girls singing. Really solid act.
Well, we do
And
mostly
to open, I
Motown.
mean, you should have seen the amount of people, man. Thousands of people out there in the streets. You know, it's kind of like San Antonio Fiesta, that, if you can imagine that. Y'all know that. But on a packed night, man, incredible show.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
So let me ask you something. Graduating from South Dakota, what was that like? Was that like living in the boondocks way back then? Because right now you're not a spring chicken, but you're a player. So I mean, it's not like we ever stopped doing that gig.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't graduate.
Did you get a GED?
Yeah,
At least?
eventually. Yeah, I thought I better.
Eventually, did you go into the service?
No,
No.
no. I moved to
Damn,
Austin.
you were a hippie.
I got out of school and I moved to Austin.
Damn,
that
you
was-
were a hippie.
That was my college.
Your college was Austin, Texas blues?
Yeah, more or
You
less.
lived the blues right away, huh?
There
You
you
jumped right in?
Right.
You know, I was never touched by the blues. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was not impressed with the blues at all. Thought, not much too much of it. And then ZZ Top came along. Okay, now I get the blues, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those are my kind of blues, some rocking. And then you also said I have a different kind of style. What kind of style did you say I had yesterday?
Well, you're more of a jazz musician, drummer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
He doesn't like the word musician.
because I'm not. You are. You can play guitar, so you qualify.
I tuned
If
it.
you want to hear that story, I'd be happy to tell it.
Which one?
Why I don't consider myself a musician.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I'm glad you asked.
Somebody's got to ask me some questions.
Help
I
me
might
out
as
here,
well do
man.
it.
Yeah, please.
Anyway,
I
I
want a
got
drink of
I got a buddy. I
Cheers.
played in I don't know how many
my
different
orange
bands.
juice. Orange juice.
A buddy that I played in a bunch of different bands with. We just played a lot, and he was one of them guys always teasing and giving me crap, saying, you're not a musician. You don't read music. You can't play music, and just always give me a bad time about it. So finally one day I told him, I
So
said,
you're emotionally scarred.
yes, no. So one day I finally told him, I says, you know what? I'm going to agree with you, because I don't want to be associated with you sons of bitches anyway. So from that day on, I've just been a drummer.
Wow, man. He was scarred, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's got some bad blood running through his veins, man.
Yeah. No offense to you musicians out there, but I'm just a drummer.
You're on a musician's talk show, you bastard.
I'm going to offend a few, but they'll get over it.
Mr. Mark Nelson, man, from South Dakota. Hey, there's this thing that I coined called most memorable silly moments. It's really more difficult to say than it actually is. I'm getting used to it. Do you have a most memorable silly moment that you'd like to share with me, and then I'll go? But I usually like to have my guest, maybe tell me one or two.
I know the one you want to hear, so yeah.
The one I want to hear?
Yeah.
No, tell me this is a silly moment. I don't know what it is.
It's probably one of my favorites too, though. I was in this band. We were just 3-piece, and we didn't play for money or nothing. We had a bar that had drums and everything set up. We'd just go down there and jam whenever we wanted. They were more than happy to have us.
That was the problem. There was no pay involved.
We're just it's the loving of the game.
Okay, so what happened?
So anyway, we did play out a time or two, and we never used the same name. We called ourselves the Rat Bastards one night, and Zen Blues. We used Zen Blues most of the time.
I like Rat Bastards.
But anyway, yeah, that was one of my favorite bands. Thank you very much. One night we had to play up at
same goofy guys too.
yeah. I can't. Oh, Bethlehem Cave. We were playing at Bethlehem Cave, and so
Sounds like
of course,
a religious experience to me.
So of course that night we were called the Cavemen.
Oh my God! Okay, it gets worse. Go ahead.
And as I said, we didn't play for money. Therefore, we were doing it for the fun of it, and we were all having a little too much fun that night.
A little apish.
Bob, the bass player, he was standing up against his amp. He just had a short bass amp.
Yeah.
And we could see him starting to, wobble a little bit. Bob had a tendency to wobble.
Wobble, huh?
Tipped right over his amp, because it caught him right behind the knees. Tipped over, laying on his back behind his amp. Didn't miss a beat, kept playing.
Yeah, didn't miss it, kept doing his gig, huh? Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're always taught, never stop, no matter what. You can drop a stick, pick up another one.
Sure.
I mean, what? Just don't stop, whatever you do. Don't lose time. But that's funny. Has anything ever happened to you that was a riot? Because you're always in control. I don't think anything ever has gone wrong for you.
Boy, nothing comes to mind.
I had, you know, you're a musician. I'm a musician.
No, I'm not. Stop it.
Well, he's the guy that plays drums, all right?
There you go.
On a musician's talk show, and we were filming each other yesterday, and that's my most memorable silly moment.
Yeah.
Some of y'all can see it on Facebook. He's filming me, and I'm filming him. Now, the one where I'm filming him, I finally call it out like 1, 2, 3, and he relents. He puts his phone down. You can see it. On his, you can't see it. So I'm actually grading my video better than yours. The showdown is what I'm calling it.
Well,
those are two tidbits, and there was no acting there.
No, the way it happened was
That's pretty
you got to
ignorant.
hang on. The way it happened,
He's
you got
a
to know
liar.
that. You got to know this guy. I saw him reaching for his phone. I knew he was going to start
Not
filming
true.
me. He was going to start filming me. So I said, "Oh, I'll fix that." So I grabbed my phone and started filming him.
Yeah, and then it was a throwdown,
Yeah.
and there was encroachment.
Yeah.
There was an encroachment that occurred. I was going to do a citizen's arrest.
Yeah. Well, I attempted to get a better view because you kept hiding behind your phone. So
You
I
too,
did
man.
encroach.
Okay, so hey, shout outs. If there was somebody you wanted to, shout out to, the guys back home, your gal pal, anybody, who would it be to?
Well, the guys in the band for sure.
Guys, and heck with the chick, huh?
We've been playing for 5 years now, going on 6 years, having a blast. I've finally gotten a band that I enjoy. I've never been in a band more than 2 or 3 years at a time. It gets old and time to move on. Just playing bars.
Yeah.
So
That's
took
a
me
mu-
50 some years to get in a band that
Well, that's a musician's life.
I wanted to hang with, and yeah, we're having a blast.
Musician's life.
Well, I'm a drummer, but I guess musicians.
See, he doesn't want to give it up yet. He doesn't, ladies and gentlemen. Even so, I tried to bring it into his brain.
Yeah.
From the backside. No, there's something about the way he's wired.
It's just the way I honor Jim. Jim was the guy that gave me crap, said I wasn't a musician, so.
Well, I don't know. I think you're a musician, man. You qualified for the show.
I guess.
And the video I saw really was too cool. Hopefully you can find that on your page.
Yeah.
It's under Mark Nelson on Facebook. He really is from South Dakota, and he says there's only 6 months out of the year that are really cold, maybe.
And I must say, look at this. He's
What?
dressed like he's in South Dakota.
I just came in from the outside. I mean, can you tell, guys? It was cold. It's cold. What time is it? 9, whatever.
I don't know, but
It's
it
9-ish
was.
anyway, so it's cold. And this is what I'm wearing, man. And I went out to get my stuff. And I'm glad I did because it was pretty cold.
It was like 36 degrees when we woke up.
Yeah,
So,
partner man, look, he could be at the beach.
yeah. Well, it's
This is really very strange. Come to think of it.
8:30. It's finally warming up out.
Yeah.
I think I could go play some golf.
Wow, and I can't believe, man, this is Christmas,
Yeah.
Christmas 2023, and then coming into 2024, New Year. We have an awesome opportunity to just give that shout out and say to all our fans, anybody that watches, that we wish you a Merry Christmas and a
Yes.
Happy New Year, right?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely.
All your friends, all my friends, everybody that's been on the show, you mean so much to me. You mean so much to the people that watch the show. It's not about me anyway. Y'all know that. I'm just a player. I've had my stuff going on, but, I'm not as bad off as you are, man, traveling the world. He does. He travels the world like, half the year at a time and just decides to do it, and that's where he goes. Did you go to New York?
I did.
Right?
Yeah,
See?
that was too cool.
Yeah.
I mean, small town
I have
South
a friend of
Dakota
mine,
kid
Ken
in the
Slavin.
big
I
city.
think he's in New York.
Yeah, that was pretty
No,
wild.
he went to go see a castle. No. He's in Italy. France, somewhere.
Who? What?
My friend,
Oh.
Ken Slavin. Shout out to Ken Slavin. Shout out to everybody that's been on this talk show. The Laura Youngs, all those girls that have been on the show. There really was. We have gal pals involved. It's taken a while to decide to want to do this setup, because, I want it to be a talk show and not another jam session. But for money, we'll do anything. You'll be gone, man, so it really won't matter. But anyway, I want to go and visit you.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
going
on
to go
up.
and visit you.
Yeah.
He showed me his kitchen. It's really, very, very cool. Okay, so you have any burning desire? Anything you want to say that is on your mind that you just can't, if you didn't say it, you would feel terrible?
No, not necessarily. I don't know what else do you need to know?
Well, you're not under contractual agreement, so it's nothing really.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're going to wrap
We'll
it up
just fade
now.
away.
So, with that said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, and go out and go do something good for somebody, because we're out to change the world one day at a time. This is Mark Nelson from South Dakota. I'm Ed Ocampo Sr. for San Antonio Musicians Talk Show Network.
Ho, ho, ho.
Say good night, Mark.
Ho, ho, ho. Good day.
I said good night, man.
I said good day.
Dadgummit. It won't, this will never end.